The first thing I'm going to do is replace the hood lift supports. Much better. The next thing I'm going to do is replace the washer fluid. There are floaties and sediment in this tank, and the fluid needs to be changed. To get the fluid out, I'm just going to use my air compressor and this pneumatic brake bleeder that I got from Harbor Freight, which doubles as a fluid sucker outer. Got it all drained out. And I would say it really needed it. Look at all that stuff. I think what I'll do now is put some water in here and just kind of flush it one more time, suck all that out, and then put fresh fluid in it. Some of you guys are probably asking yourselves why I don't just remove the tank altogether and flush it out. I want to say that once upon a time I read that this tank is pretty difficult to get out with all of this bracketry in the way. Maybe that's not true, but I really just don't want to mess with it, and my fluid sucker outer seems to be doing the job fine. So this is the way for me today. I just added some water and this crap floated on over. I guess I'll flush until this stuff is all gone. There's pass number 2. Man, this is disgusting. How does this happen? Okay guys, all done. I think it's as good as I'm gonna get it. It took quite a few flushes to get it where I want it. I'm gonna call this good for now. The water coming out is still not perfect, but I am pretty confident I got all the big stuff. So this was the last cup of water that I flushed out. You can see some specks down in there, but overall the water looks pretty good. Good enough for the woman I date. So now that that's done, I am going to put fresh washer fluid in there and on to the next job. If you don't have one of these fluid sucker outers, you need to get one. As I said, I got it from Harbor Freight and it is awesome. The next thing I'm going to do is install these battery hold down bits, since this car doesn't have any. Done. The battery has been stabilized. Next, I've disconnected the battery so I can install this new junction box. Another job done. As I replace these parts, I'm not gonna go crazy with the cleaning because I think I'm gonna have this car professionally detailed, and the place I take it to does a really good job of steam cleaning the engine bay. So I'm gonna let them do it. Since all of the cowl panel retainers were missing, I went ahead and replaced all of them using this retainer assortment that I bought from Amazon for the 95 Camaro. So that came in handy with this one as well. And now the cowl panels are totally solid, which is good. Next on the list is to pin up these fuel lines. I'm just gonna use a zip tie to do that. I'm gonna drill a hole right here above the existing hole, snake the zip tie through, and that'll hold up the fuel lines. I did the same thing on the 95 Camaro and it worked great. There we go. Time to take out the intake. Maybe. There are a few things I need to do with the intake off. One of them is install this airfoil. Another is to do a throttle body coolant bypass, where I take this line right here and reroute it to another coolant line over there, so coolant no longer flows through the throttle body. Another is to clean the mass airflow sensor and install a new Wix air filter. So who can tell me what this thing is for? It doesn't seem like it would do anything, and also it's a little awkward. The airfoil is ready to go into the throttle body. I'm sure I will get a lot of comments that say this is a waste of time and money. It doesn't improve performance at all. Someone knows a guy who had this metal bit sucked into the intake and it destroyed the engine. I can just see them all now. Done. This thing looks pretty dirty. All right, I'm working on the throttle body coolant bypass, and I've got the old hoses out. I've capped the throttle body ports that the coolant used to flow through. And now what I need to do is trim this line right here and then clamp it on to that line right there. And I'm done. The coolant bypass is all done. Now the serpentine belt. Well, looks like the alternator pulley is the source of my squeak. The serpentine belt doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna replace it anyway because I don't know how old it is, and I'll just feel better having a new one on there. And I will have to think about what I want to do about this. If I end up keeping the car, I'll probably replace it. If I don't, I won't. Now it's time to put everything back together. Now let's see if we can get the AC working. The initial reading shows low, so let's charge it up and see how we do. Well, the can is empty and we are almost to the green zone. The system must have been pretty empty. Yeah, it's definitely cold now, so that's good. Hopefully it stays that way. If it continues to stay cold into the summer, I might get another can and see if I can get the needle into the green zone. I'll keep you guys posted. I think that is gonna do it for this video, guys. I got a lot done and made some good progress on the Camaro. I'll try and link all of the parts in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.